Hello everyone, I'm Ben Johnson and this is the Perpetual Chess Podcast. On Perpetual Chess, I have weekly conversations with the chess world's best players, promoters, and educators about their lives, careers, current projects, and best practices. Perpetual Chess is brought to you through the generosity of its Patreon and PayPal supporters. For more information, go to perpetualchesspod.com. Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Perpetual Chess. We have an outstanding guest this week, joining us all the way from Moscow, Russia. She is a former women's world champion, two-time Russian champ. She's won several team gold medals. She's also an author, been doing some announcing, a Twitch streamer, and of course a grandmaster. Alexandra Kosteniuk, thanks so much for joining us.
Hello, Ben. You're welcome.
So you seem like quite a busy lady. I mean, obviously we follow, this is a chess podcast for chess fans and by chess fans. So, of course, we all follow. You're running around from place to place. And just tonight, I understand you were at a Blitz tournament in Moscow.
Well, it was just a training Blitz tournament. I used to play these quite a lot when I was a kid. And since I'm in Moscow, I'm kind of... well, it's a bit of nostalgia thing to go there to this club in the very center, in the very heart of Moscow, but hidden, and only, real, like, professionals play there. And, well, it's always nice to come back. It's a nice feeling. But, of course, it's just part of my preparation for the upcoming World Rapid and Blitz Championships that's going to take place at the end of this month in St. Petersburg. So yeah, trying to recall how to play chess well and fast at the same time.
Yeah, it's sometimes easier to do one without the other. Although I think you do okay for yourself. So, were there any other titled players that listeners might be familiar with? I mean, I know Moscow has a ton of chess history and strong chess players.
Not tonight, but no, not at all. I don't think you.
So how did the games go?
But I didn't do that brilliant. I mean, I just took third place, and my husband won the tournament, and we went together, and I lost at the very end 2-0 to one probably international master rated 2400 or something like this, and was outplayed in every game of our mini match. But it's fine. I mean, it's fine too.
Just for the practice. And are you like workshopping some openings? Are you just trying to get the wheels turning faster? What's your objective when you go to a training event like this?
Yeah, well, just to see how I'm doing. Yeah, because I was not happy about how my brain functioned tonight, and I also had some problems in the opening. So yeah, definitely I will check it out, and we'll try to adjust. Opening wise and also some play wise. I mean, it's a very useful thing to go out and practice on a real chessboard, because for me playing online is definitely not the same thing when sitting in front of an opponent and playing with real chess pieces.
Do you feel like the nerves are different, or what is different about it?
I don't know. Everything is different. Perception of the board is different. I don't see the board the same way. I mean, when I play a real live board, I don't see it the way I see it online. So it's absolutely different story if you go and play a real live tournament, than if you sit and play online. Even if it's the same time control, it's not the same thing. So if I have an opportunity to go, and thankfully in Moscow there are many different chess events, and the chess life is quite rich, and so I'm trying to take advantage of it.
And you mentioned you ended up playing your husband, Grandmaster Pavel Tregobov, tonight. Is it different playing him out in public with people watching than if you guys were to play a casual Blitz game at home?
No, we don't play.
I had a feeling that was going to be the. I had a feeling that was going to be the answer.
At home, we play and we fight, but not in public.
Right. Oh, so you do play some games at home? I mean,
yes, some training games, but not in tournaments.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. And do you guys will he talk trash if he beats you? Like, is he going to hold it over you? And
No, he's not. He's not that kind of grandmaster. He never talks.
That's how he stays married, by keeping it friendly.
Yeah, probably no. He's very, very polite, and yeah.
Good to hear, and I'm sure you're happy that the World Blitz and Rapid, which you mentioned, will be in Moscow, just proverbially down the road from you, 5 or 6 hour train ride.
Not in Moscow.
No, I'm sorry, in St. Petersburg. Yeah.
But definitely very happy that it's going to be in Russia, because I was planning to stay in Moscow till the very end of the year, even before I knew about these tournaments. And when I found out that it's going to be in Russia and then in St. Petersburg, it's not that far from Moscow, then everything goes well so far. Because last year we had other plans and we had tickets bought, and we lost our tickets for Christmas, and we needed to go to Saudi Arabia, so it was quite a drastic change. While now, I'm here. I've been... After Khanty-Mansiysk, I came back to Moscow, and I'm staying in Moscow, and then I go, by train to St. Petersburg. It's just, almost 4 hours, 3:50 by train, and it's, I cannot imagine it, in a better way.
Yeah, at FIDE generally, it seems like there's been some positive developments of late, although I'm sure you wouldn't mind if there were a little bit more notice before the tournament in order to plan for it.
Well, I mean, the new president has been elected only in October, right?
Right.
And it was a very short notice for him, and it's either to have these championships or not to have them at all. And of course, people, chess players, they tend to complain.
This is true.
Always
yes.
complain about many things and etc. But if we look at the picture a little bit wider and we forget about our own small nuances and small plans, that I think in general it's a great event. Everybody loves to play. It seems that every chess player loves to play Rapid and Blitz, and I consider it to be as a present, as a Christmas present, if you wish. So I'm very happy. I was, of course, I was thinking that my performance in Khanty-Mansiysk was the last one for this year, and I was planning to take it easy and to have a little bit of rest in December in Moscow. But then somehow I need to work more. I need to prepare, but. Nevertheless, I think it's a great effort that FIDE has made to have these tournaments happen.
Yeah, and it's always a crowd favorite. I enjoy watching it. One thing I didn't notice is how is it formatted this year for women versus men? Do you just play in one big section, or are you in a women's section?
No, there are always two sections, open section, so-called open section, because women are allowed to play and to participate if they wish in this section, and then women's section, separate women's section. But almost, I check the list every day, and it's very strong. Only Hu Yifan is missing. The only playing is missing in top 50 or 20, but it's only Hu Yifan. Even I just noticed today, even Tatiana Kosintseva is going to play after quite a break. So it's a nice surprise to see players coming back to the field. And it's going to be very strong. And if we compare open and women's sections, women play fewer games. We have 12 rounds in Rapid compared to 15 rounds in the open section. And then in Blitz, I believe we play 17 rounds. Women play 17 compared to 21 in the open section.
Okay. And you're at last check on the FIDE Top 100 list, you're number 8 for women in the world. But you guys are so close together that I don't think it matters that much. But one thing I was curious about is, for a tournament like this, do you prepare stuff for specific opponents, or are you just generally trying to make sure you're sharp and reasonably booked up?
Well, there are many players, and it's very hard to prepare for specific opponents. So we kind of just discuss openings that I will play in general, and then I might adjust it to a certain player when I have the pairing, since I've played these girls for many years, and I know their repertoire, I know what to expect from them, and I can adjust my openings accordingly. But usually I just prepare in general for 2 tournaments.
Now, of the women that you mentioned that you know so well and you've played so many times, is there anyone that you kind of look forward to playing?
No, I cannot say that I look forward to playing.
or dread playing, for that matter.
I look forward to the tournament, and I always hope, to show my best. It's quite a disappointment when you come to a tournament and you just feel that you're not playing up to the level that you're capable to play, and that's disappointing. But if you are there, if you're showing your best, and you feel that you're in a fight and you're trying to play well, and it's actually happening, then it's another tournament, another story. Rapid and Blitz, it's such a short distance. It's just 5 days for 2 tournaments, and it's very difficult to adjust if something starts to go wrong. So, anyway, every single player that comes to comes to such tournaments, they're hoping for the best, and then we'll see how it goes. You never know. That's the problem with sport, right? You never know. You just come, you hope for the best, and then you see.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting from an outsider's perspective, because in preparation for this interview, I was reading some of Diary of a Chess Queen, and I've seen some of your interviews. And you talk a lot about the ups and downs of being a chess professional, about how, as you just mentioned, there are times where you really feel like everything is clicking, and then times where things aren't going your way. But to the eyes of someone like me, it just seems like your career is like one huge success, So how are you able to maintain perspective when you feel like you're not playing up to your capability?
It's a difficult question, because actually there are some players who take it better than I do, if I can say so. Take upsets better in a better way, in a more relaxed way. I don't know. And for me, it's a different story. If I start a tournament badly, then it really requires a lot of energy and for me to come back and fight back. So it's much more energy consuming. But in general, I cannot complain about my chess career. It's in the next year I can celebrate 30 years of playing chess, because I started at the age of 5.
That's awesome.
And chess has been an amazing game, and I still wonder how little I know, despite the fact that I spent most of my time playing chess and preparing for tournaments and analyzing chess, and it's a road that never ends. So one tournament is nothing and when you say sometimes just the difference of one single move can make your tournament, or can ruin it. And one last game also you can just spoil everything. Or if you win it, it's a wonderful tournament. So, but
So would you say that this is something that obviously every chess player struggles with, and I'm sure that it doesn't get easier as you get better, because the stakes get higher and the number of people watching gets larger. But do you feel like you're naturally not predisposed to being great at dealing with the ups and downs, but do you feel like you've gotten better over the years, or is it still just as devastating to have a tough loss as it was, when you were a teenager?
Well, it definitely got better.
That's good to hear.
As years go by, I take it easier, and I understand. I try to take it easier at least, and when I'm just happy that despite the fact that I have many years behind me and I've been having a nice chess career, I'm still there. I'm still in the top 10, and I'm still fighting and showing great results. And more I go forward, I appreciate good results more than it was, let's say, 10 years ago or 20 years ago. When you are young, you think that you're the king of the world. You should win everything, and if you win, you just you didn't expect it to go the other way. And when you lose, then it's a disaster. But when time goes by, you're changing a bit, and your perception of life changes a bit, and you understand that first of all you need to learn how to appreciate success and how to care about every win, but also take losses a bit easier and in a different way, that life never ends there when chess clock, when the game is over.
Yeah, that's wise words. It's it's never simple, but yeah, I mean, if it's just making you upset, then it's not worth doing. You said something interesting in your interview with Tanya Saktyev from Gibraltar last year. You said that you don't consider yourself a chess talent.
Yeah, I've never really. Well, I don't know. I was told since I was quite young that I cannot become a good chess player. I think the only person who believed in me since the very beginning was my father. And other chess experts that we met and my father asked to help me, I mean, great chess grandmasters, they were very, I don't know, I've never heard a good word about my chess understanding or chess ability. Somehow probably that influenced me in this belief that I don't really have chess talent. I do have other talent. That's actually another very interesting thing about chess, that people that play and that succeed in chess, they are very different. Of course, there is certain logics that every chess player follows, but the algorithm that we use, it's different. I mean, maybe like top 5 or top 10 players, they have approximately same algorithm of finding the best move. But for the rest, how we win a game, it's always different. That's what makes chess so much appreciated. I think that even if you don't have the same approach as most of the strongest grandmaster do, you're still capable of to show a good result, and that's what I like in chess.
And how is your form right now? How do you feel like do you feel like you're like near the peak of your chess abilities, or not playing as well as you used to? I mean, and this can be whether we're just talking about like the recent Women's World Championship or like sort of a broader perspective of the last year or two.
Well, I think that, the direction is the right one. I'm going up a little bit, maybe not that much, but still, I'm still quite young. I still have a lot of energy to work on chess and to be able and be capable of playing a long chess tournament from the start to the end. So I like the direction. I know that if I need to, if I can say, and if I make a lot of efforts and I dedicate myself entirely to chess and to chess only, I'm capable to go even further up, if we may so. So no, I'm enjoying the both.
And you're still fine. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah. I think I'm moving in the right direction. Of course, since I'm a perfectionist, I always think that, okay, I wish I could work a bit more. And there are more things that can be done in terms of my chess progress and chess career. But I think in terms of finding this golden middle, finding this balance between my professional life and private life, I'm doing okay because I'm still capable to be a mom once in a while, and I'm still capable to enjoy life and to have other projects. And at the same time, as I already mentioned, I've been in the top 10 for quite a few years now, and my rating goes up. Okay, now I lost a bit from my record rating, but I think I showed my record rating this year. So it's a good thing. That it means that something is happening, and there is more to be done if I wish to.
Alexandra, we're just going to take a quick break to tell you about our sponsor. I'm excited to announce that this week's episode of Perpetual Chess is brought to you in part by Chessable. If you're a regular listener to Perpetual Chess, you've probably heard me and our esteemed guests extol the virtues of Chessable even when they were not our sponsors. Chessable uses learning science to help you improve your chess as efficiently as possible. It's a great way to remember more ideas faster, even for a middle-aged dad like me. What's more, they're an open platform where anyone can publish their courses. I'm talking to you, chess teachers and coaches, and they've paid out hundreds of thousands of dollars in commissions to their partner authors. They have big plans for 2019, so if you're a student, author, or coach, be sure to check out chessable.com. Well, Alexandra, our listeners always do want to know what they can do to get better at chess, to get to their record rating. So what general advice do you give? I'm sure you get asked variants of this question all the time, but what do you think the most effective ways to improve at chess are?
Well, first of all, what I say to my students or to people who I'm trying to help, that you need to study chess regularly. Consistency is the key to success. It's better to study it to dedicate 10-15 minutes per day to chess, but every day, every single day, then 2 hours a week. So it's interesting. In the modern world, at one hand you have possibility to study chess from home. You have this amazing programs and sites where you can find instructional videos and where you can solve as many chess problems as you like, or find different endgame positions to play with a computer or a friend, etc., etc. And so many books are being printed, but at the same time, it's even more challenging with such a huge amount of information to understand in what direction actually you need to go. So, of course, you need someone to guide you. I think it will make your road to a higher rating a bit easier. Yes, you need to study chess yourself. For that, you have all the tactical exercises you need to find, and you can solve hundreds chess tactics a day and read wonderful chess books. But at the same time, I think if you have a trainer or a mentor that will guide you through this ocean of chess theory, it will make your life easier.
That makes sense. And I know that in your book, you mentioned several study methods that you're particularly fond of. I know at the time you were doing a lot of blindfold studies. Are those still a big part of your training regimen?
Unfortunately, I haven't paid enough attention to this part of training recently, but I still think that it's quite essential to dedicate some certain time for blindfold exercises.
And what about playing Blitz as training? Do you think that does that count?
Well, it certainly does, but again, everything needs to be done with some purpose, right? If you play Blitz, it's good to play a few games per day because practice is a very important part of chess. You cannot only study an opening and then than know it by heart without playing. So you really need to find a partner to train and to play. But you need to limit this number of games, and you need to go over and analyze them. So if it cannot be only Blitz.
Yeah, this is advice that a lot of strong players have given here. But I always want to, I don't want to, I think it's instructive to hear that strong players give the same advice over and over again. So even though I sort of expected that you weren't going to say, "Oh, just play Blitz, don't study," everything will be fine. I think it's still important for listeners to hear that. Obviously, the more work you put in, the more benefit you're likely to get. I have a question from a listener for you, Alexandra, a supporter of the podcast, Kelly Palmer, asks. He says, I've purchased a half dozen chess books over the past 2 years. My question is, how do I get the most out of them? Going over the games on my chessboard isn't really getting me anywhere. I don't see where the players are going until they get there. And then, of course, I see the brilliancy, but I'm not improving in my visualization. It's like watching grandmasters play. It's fun to watch, but I'm not really improving. What am I doing wrong when I'm studying books?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That all those chess books, you buy them and you wish it can help, but it doesn't really work this way.
Not automatic, somehow, at least. Yeah.
Not automatic, but there is. I think you can try if you take a book of very well annotated games. That you've already studied and looked through the games on the board, try to look through them blindfolded. Try to go over this book in your head and play all the games. Try to imagine them in your head. That might help. But again, these books.
And I guess if you're a lower rated player, say that I actually don't know Kelly Palmer's approximate level, but let's say that you're, maybe 1500 level, something like that, and blindfold is a serious challenge.
It's a serious challenge even for me, so don't get upset. Okay. Try to take one game and try to learn it by heart blindfolded.
Okay, so maybe he would need different material. I'm guessing, like probably shorter games if you're going to try to study blindfold. If you're
maybe it was less lines and less variations, and that's why I always suggest to less experienced players not to start, for example, with great chess books by Kasparov, which are amazing, but they're like too many lines and too many variations that you don't really need. But rather go to good old classic chess books by Capablanca, for example. I don't know what books have been published in English, though, because I've enjoyed a book of Smyslov very much, but again, it's in Russian. And because there are not so many variations and computerized lines, and you don't really need. You need words of explanation. You need to read and see why a chess champion made this particular move, what he was thinking, and where his pieces were heading to. So it's not that easy to find such books, but actually one of the latest books, Gelfand books are amazing, I think, in these terms. His book on positional chess is just a must read, because it's exactly what you need. You don't need very beautiful and long lines offered by computer, right? You really need to see and hear a grandmaster's point of view. And Gelfand's book, I've enjoyed them a lot. And these are the books that you can read with and without boards, without a chessboard, and hopefully you will make progress.
Okay, that is excellent advice. Thank you. And one more question from a listener, which you touch on this topic in your book, but it's been a while since you've written it, so I don't know if there's an update. But Daniel Gell asks, what physical exercise benefited your chess play, as chess can be exhausting and it's those fatigue moments when your performance matters the most? I've heard of recommendations like yoga, but I'm thinking about something low-key like push-ups or running. What do you think, Alexandra?
Well, first, I've completed a full marathon, That's how I started to work on.
That's
on
amazing. Yeah.
Yes, it's been 2.5 years. I think in 2016 in Paris, I completed a full Paris marathon, and that started actually in 2013. I've always paid a lot of attention to my physical training because I'm a kind of player that requires to perform well. I need a lot of energy, and as soon as my energy level goes down, my level of chess drops dramatically. So in order to perform well, I really need to be in a good physical shape and in great conditions. So that's why I've always paid a lot of attention to physical training. But at some point I realized that my regular, like let's say 15 to 20 minutes jogging is definitely not enough. And I'm collapsing closer to the end of the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2013, I decided to pay even more attention to my physical training and dedicate more time to it. So I increased the amount of time from 15-20 minutes per day to 30-45 minutes per day. So from, let's say, 3 to 5 kilometers to 5 to 7 kilometers per day. And yoga, well, it's definitely not my thing, but I do recommend it anyway, and I do go sometimes, even I don't enjoy and I don't like it.
I feel the same way.
No pain, no gain.
Yeah.
And I still think, okay, yoga is a bit, when we talk about yoga nowadays, usually we mean stretching classes, because I think stretching is a very useful thing. And, well, if we talk about yoga, then breathing is also quite important, right?
Right.
And actually, I do go to yoga classes, although I suffer there. But I think it's quite important to stretch well and to learn how to breathe well, and to learn how to relax through your breathing, and try to learn how to focus. Because what I've been noticing, I started to notice also recently, that my level of focus is dropping tremendously. I've always been very good in playing well at the very last minute or seconds of the game. Whether we talk about Blitz or classical games or Zeitnot, I've been quite good in it. And in the last tournaments, I've noticed that I start to perform on a, I don't know, I don't enjoy my level there. So probably that's a question of losing focus and concentration, and yoga also can help with it. But at the same time, I think only yoga is not enough. If you are more than 30 years old, you definitely need more physical activities like running or swimming. Swimming is the best if you can afford it, but it's more complicated to find a swimming pool. Okay, all other exercises such as push-ups and do your core exercises, of course, is a must, starting from 30 on.
Okay. Well, that's some excellent advice. I want to hit a couple more topics, if you don't mind, Alexandra. I know it's late over there in Moscow, so I really appreciate your taking the time. One thing is, as we record this, the news broke yesterday that there's going to be a women's-only invitational tournament in St. Louis called the Cairns Cup. I don't know if you heard about this.
Yeah, I've heard. I got an email from the organizers already.
Oh, good. So do you know if you'll be playing?
Well, I'm still waiting for an official invitation, because I've just received an informational email saying that there are plans to organize such tournament in February. And I do plan to play if there is such a tournament, because first of all, I enjoy coming to St. Louis. And I haven't planned to be in the U.S. in the first half of the year, but this tournament definitely will change my plans. And again, we should be flexible. It's
right,
it's a plus and a minus of a chess profession. You really need to adjust to different tournaments that pop up suddenly, and you need to be able to travel far and be away from your family for quite some time. But again, at least we don't go to office every single day, and we don't wake up in the morning with the thought, oh, again, how should I hold on till 6 p.m.?
You've got good perspective on the working life for someone who's always been a chess professional.
Well, I think, I'm quite happy about my life and about my profession and chess career, and I understand that actually it's not that easy to find a profession that allows you to be a boss of your life, if you wish. It's up to you to decide when to train, with whom to train, where to go to play, and actually that's amazing. And I think not all chess players even realize how fortunate they are to lead such lives.
Yeah, and I know you describe in your book, you mentioned that your family did not have a lot of money, and you tell a story about needing to basically play chess for money in order to get, I can't remember which vehicle, but bus or train fare in order to get home from France. So I guess that's probably informed your perspective as you've come up and established yourself now with what I would assume is a respected and fairly healthy living.
Well, since now I look at how to say the life of as a mom. I often think about education and what is the best way to educate children and to make them happy in the future in their life. And I came to a conclusion recently that actually the less you have in your childhood, the better your life be in future. Because nowadays children, they're spoiled. They have everything. They have tons of toys, and they eating hundreds of candies every day, and etc. etc. They're kind of spoiled. And if you grow up having only one toy and one candy per year, somehow I think this approach, that's how the kids should be brought up, because then it will be easier for them to appreciate things. And since I didn't have a lot in my childhood, I learned how to to value all whatever life gives to me. And
so how do you teach that to your daughter, since she's not growing up in the same?
I came to this conclusion after she was 10 years old or so. So probably from number 2 or 3, if that will happen one day, I can adjust accordingly. But because my daughter she's absolutely spoiled. She definitely doesn't know how to value and appreciate things she has, because it's been part of her life, and but what can you do?
That's funny. She seemed to be, I saw one of your Twitch videos where she was photobombing you. She seemed to be enjoying herself. Yes,
she definitely does.
Does she play any chess?
Oh, she keeps saying, "Mommy, I hate chess." So no, she doesn't play chess. She knows the rules, but I don't know. Probably I pushed her too hard at the beginning, and probably put her in chess tournaments too early. But somehow she's never enjoyed it, and I don't see the point to force her to play more.
Sure. So what did you think about the changes in the Women's World Championship coming up? It's going to be an 8-player double round robin, as you well know, but just to inform listeners.
Yes. Well, I've answered this question several times already. What I'm saying that I think the men's system and women's system, men's and women's formats, they should be the same, similar to each other. Whether to have, I don't like the system where there is a world championship match at the end. I think it's too long. It gives too much privilege to a current world champion, but that's another story. Since what FIDE has done in the last month to adjust women's cycle to men's cycle, I think is the right step to take. But then, I mean, you can discuss different formats and different options. But what I can also agree with the current world champion Magnus Carlsen, who said that he's ready to play in every single format.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on that side too.
Doesn't matter what the format is. There will always be people who are against against a match or against a candidate tournament or against a knockout event. There will always be people who are for it and against. But if you want to prove that you're the best, you just go and play. And that's actually one more thing that I appreciate in chess. There are many that I appreciate in chess, but it's also another point that, words, they don't matter. What matters, moves matter. And then if you want to prove something, you go, you sit at the board, you go and play, and that's it.
Yeah, no judges.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a beautiful thing about chess, and that Magnus was just talking about that recently in an interview with Jan Gustafsson on Chess24. So again, it's something where I think a lot of listeners will have probably caught wind of it, but just in case you haven't, you should check it out. So, what do you think would happen if Magnus in 2020 were to say, "I'm only going to play the World Championship under these conditions"? Do you think those conditions would be met, or could there potentially be like a vacant World Championship, or what do you think?
In 2020, he will offer some other conditions?
Yeah, because in this interview, he mentioned, as you were just saying, he's also a proponent of the champion playing all forms of chess, both classical and rapid and possibly blitz. So, but if he, being the current champion, demanded that said, "I'm only going to play if it includes rapid," do you think that those demands would be met?
No, I have no idea, actually. We'll see how it goes. But I mean, for the moment, he's the current world champion. For the moment, he's planning to come to St. Petersburg, and he wants to win a triple crown, which is amazing. And same goes to Ju Jun, actually, that she's the current women's world champion. She's the very first world champion who defended her world champion title, being a world champion in knockout. It's the very first time that the current world champion defended her title in a knockout event. So it's quite an achievement already. And she goes to St. Petersburg as well. And will try to win one more crown. Not because she's also a current women's world rapid champion. Mm-hmm. She already has 2 crowns. So we'll see. I think, again, I'm a supporter of those who prove their actions, their words by actions, who, if they want to prove something, they go and play and show good results, and don't try to negotiate and with different formats or FIDE or create some stories. They just go and play. And I think that's how world champions should behave.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, and the world, as you say, is so divided now that, we can't let perfect be the enemy of good, basically. So a couple more questions, if you don't mind. So,
yeah. Okay.
Awesome. So you went to high school with, like, how many grandmasters now? Grishuk, Potkin, Dobrov? What was it like?
It was not a high school. It was like a college already, right? In the US, it's called college. in Russia it's university. Yes, it was after high school.
Okay, that makes a little more sense. But still, I mean, that must have been some intense training sessions.
Well, for me it was a bit different because the first year we studied together. Yeah, it was an amazing year for this university. I think the strongest ever chess year was Grishuk, me, Dobrov, Potkin, Khrushchev. He is also a grandmaster now. So, and but then after the first year, I went to a special section of this university for elite athletes only, and I didn't have an opportunity to continue working and playing with the same guys. But nevertheless, yeah, it was an amazing chess year.
Did you guys was there formal infrastructure for training for you guys, or was it just getting your work done sort of thing?
Well, we had a special chess faculty that actually invited all of us to study in this. It was called Russian State Academy of Physical Education at that time. Now it's Russian State University of Physical Education. But nevertheless, a part of chess, we studied also different subjects such as anatomy, history of sport, sport management, and everything that can be useful for sport persons.
And just two more topics, I think. One, I see that you've been getting into Twitch streaming, doing it some in English, some in Russian. You're doing some announcing. How are you enjoying being sort of an increased media presence? I mean, you're always accessible, but you're behind the mic a little more. How are you enjoying that work?
Actually, I enjoyed it very much. Thanks to the site chess.com, who invited me to become a streamer in their streamers program. And since April, I've been discovering for myself this new world for me, a streamer's world. And I'm still quite a newbie. And I know how to start a stream, but that's basically it. I have my camera and my mic with me, traveling with me to all those chess tournaments. But actually, I've been away from this big internet world for a while because, for example, my YouTube channel I created a long time ago, and then it's been almost 5 years of absence.
Right.
And now I'm rediscovering it and learning all those new things about live streams. And I think it's amazing. I do enjoy doing streams a lot. From January, I think I'm going to restart again, doing it on a regular basis. And it gives me a peace of mind, I must say, because I understand that the biggest part of my chess career is already behind me. And I always wonder what I'm going to do if I decide to stop playing chess professionally one day. And for some reason, this streaming, it gave me a peace of mind, because suddenly I realized that, I'm able to work from home, even and to still be connected to chess world and to talk about chess. And somehow I've been very happy about this experience so far.
That's great to hear, although as a chess fan, I hope you're not quitting anytime soon.
Well, you never know.
I know you mentioned in your book there have been times you've thought about it in the past, which, again, all chess players can understand, but as chess fans, we want to see the best players play.
Well, see, there's going to be more best chess players. I mean, there are younger players that are coming, and that's, I think, a normal circle of life. So yes, I plan to hang on there for a while, but if the results will not will start dissatisfy me, and if I will understand that I don't have enough energy and power to continue working and playing on a high level, that who knows.
Yeah, that makes sense, and I'm sure the travel can get exhausting as well.
Yes.
Okay, so last question, Alexandra. I don't know what your experience was like as a girl coming up in the chess world, now a woman, but when you do meet talented young girl or young woman chess players, what advice do you give them for sticking with it and for making their way in what historically has been has had more men than women, but hopefully that will continue to change over time. But what advice do you give to girls who develop a passion for chess?
When I was starting playing chess, it was different. And yes, there were almost no girls, mostly boys. And to any chess club I went, I played, well, there were like 10 boys and me. And but I always enjoyed this world. And I never really imagined it in a different way, only when I became a mom and I was starting to look at my daughter and to try to put her in different sections, sports section. She refused to go and play where there were only boys, or most of the kids were boys. She refused to go there. And only at that point I realized that it might be an issue for girls if they come to a chess club and see boys only playing. Okay, there's been a change since I started, and when you go now to kids tournaments, the ratio is approximately 60-40 boys to girls, so it's not that bad, especially at the very beginning, at the age from the age, let's say 6 to 12. The ratio is it's very close.
Have you found that to be the case globally or in Russia in particular, or?
I think, well, it's globally. Maybe in Russia it's like 60-40. Maybe in US it should be approximately the same at the very beginning. Maybe 70-30.
Yeah,
but
I would go more like 70.
In other countries it may be even less, 80-20, and so on. But there are girls only tournaments, and if a girl is already in this world, if she starts to like playing chess, if she starts to enjoy it, then she, well, I'm talking now like a mom. It's not only a chess player. As I mentioned, I've always enjoyed this world. I didn't care that there were many boys and mostly boys, and I never felt uncomfortable. So I never needed an advice, to stay or to play or try to understand what am I fighting for. But for other girls, I understand it might be an issue. And other girls tend to look for different things. And that's why the most challenging age for a girl to stay in the chess world, to continue her chess career, is the teenage.
Yeah, it's true.
From the age of 13 to, let's say, 17 and 18. And I think that's the point we see a dramatic drop of girls quitting chess, forgetting about it, and, just stop enjoying it. And it just... What advice should it's difficult to give an advice, because it's a different world, where you should fight, you should be able to enjoy certain things, but I believe as long as you enjoy chess, just be realistic, don't set up your goals too high. As long as you enjoy chess, just continue and play in small tournaments and online tournaments. You don't have to become a grandmaster or to a world champion. You can still be a part of this chess world somehow, and you never know how useful in your life chess. It's like knowing a language. different language. You never know at what point it will become useful, but it may help you in your college, in your life further on. So just I would say that the first thing is to enjoy chess, and second, set up realistic goals, and just understand that the road is far more important than a single result. You don't play chess just to win or not to lose one game. You play chess to become better, to keep you motivated. I mean, there are beautiful things about chess that any girl can do. And also look at we should look at chess at such perspective that the sex, the age, they don't matter a lot. You can come, you have the board, chess pieces, and you can beat anyone. So that's what makes chess such an interesting and exciting game.
Well said. I think that's a good note to leave it on. Thank Alexandra. This has been great. I really appreciate your taking the time. I know that you're like insanely busy, so it means a lot, and I'm sure our listeners will really enjoy hearing from you. And we wish you the best in St. Petersburg and beyond, jet setting and competing against these other monsters of the chess world.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, hopefully I was able to open up this chess world a bit more today for those who are listening. And sometimes my English, I'm not happy about my English at all, because there are certain things that I wish to be able to explain, but feel that I don't really have the power to explain using my English. But anyway, hopefully, hopefully you got something.
No, your English sounds great to me. I mean, I'm sure I can understand that feeling, but you communicated many inspiring and good ideas, so no need to apologize. Your English is a lot better than my Russian. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, well, yes.
And I did take Russian too, but and lived in St. Petersburg. But anyway, thanks a lot.
I hope that the listeners enjoyed, and yes, the most important thing is just enjoy chess and life in general. So
well said.
Anyone.
Yes, well, thank you and good luck.
You're welcome. Bye.
Thanks to everyone who helps make Perpetual Chess possible. That includes my esteemed producer, Matthew Passy, Geert Vandervelt for supplying the intro music, and Chessable.com for their generous financial support. I also want to thank everyone who helps support the show in little ways. That can be telling a friend about the show, writing something positive about it on social media, or writing a glowing review on Apple Podcasts or another podcast platform. Apparently that stuff really matters. I also want to give special thanks to my PayPal and Patreon perpetual partners. As you guys know, I put a lot of time into this show, a lot of research, promotion, actual booking of interviews, doing the interviews. I love the work, but it wouldn't be possible without the generous financial support of the following people: Adam Ralph of ChessEngland.com, Adam Vrancourge, Adrian Gutierrez, Alex Pejas, Ali Morchetti, Brian Mullis. I am Carlos Perdomo of ChessAtlanta.com, Bill Moran, Chad Hilton, Chad Oliver, Chris Balcom, Chris Flanagan, Chris Wainscott, Christopher Chabris, Christopher Wood. I am Christoph Zalecki, a.k.a. Chess Explained, Coach J's Chess Academy, Dan O'Hanlon, Daniel Ginsberg, Daniel Lucas, Daniel Naylor, Daniel Schaefer, Daniel Viney, David Cramley, Dwayne Edmonds, Ethan Smith. I am Elect Donnie Ariel, Frank Tortoris, Gary Andrews, Gary Lewis, Geert Vandervelt. I am Greg Shahadi, Harish Srinivasan, GM Yaka Bogard of Quality Chess Publishing, James Bonastia, Jason Woolub, Jeff Anderson, Jennifer Valens of OffTheRook.com, Jeffrey Martello, John Fernandez, John Hartman, John Jernigan, Jen Shahadi, Jens Green, Jerry Wells, John Thompson, WGM Katerina Nemtsova, Kelly Palmer, I am Kostya Kovutsky, Krishna Balakrishnan, Laura Belyavsky, Leo Delgado, Lorraine Dore, Lucia Silva, Matthew Passy, Macaulay Peterson, Martin Habish, Matthew Tedesco of SeattleChessMeetup.org, my main man Moonmaster 9000, Nate Solin, Nathan Webster, GM Pascal Charbonneau, Pasi Passanen, Paul Sweeney, Paulo Santana, Peter Lux, Peter Merrifield, Randy Temple, Ricky Grijalva, Rob Lazorchak of DiplomatChess.com, Robert Steiner, Ryan Berg, Ryan Sohn, Steiner Lima, Stuart Katz, WGM Tatyev Abrahamian, Thomas Stonix, Thomas Tachenko, Tim Brennan of TacticsTime.com, Tim Seymour, Timothy Ha, Todd Bryant, Tony Rotella, Tyron Price, Victor Vrankulj, FM Zhao Cheng of Chess1000.com, and Jivko Stoyanov. Thanks, as always, everyone. I will catch you guys soon.